voluntary counseling and testing has been solid. And thanks to, I'm coming to start a very loud noise on a very simple kit that have come right now. Right. Thanks to DKT, they brought a very simple one that by your own self, you can start knowing your status too. Right. I mean, yes, very, very simple, and it's good. But I'm telling you, if you're watching me today, when it comes to HIV/AIDS, it's true that there have been a lot of scientific talk about sex doesn't bring HIV/AIDS. No, let me tell you the truth. If you have sexual intercourse without bruises, you will not be infected with HIV/AIDS from the partner. Keep the truth.
I see.
Yes. That is why most people are shocked that the last girl they had sex with was diagnosed positive, but they are negative. And they go like, how? No. When it comes to STD, when it comes to transmitting HIV through sex, because it's blood related, it ends up that when you have bruises from the other side, then you can have it. So the virus lives in blood. Let's be honest with that. However, we would not encourage you to take risk. Because there are many times that you finish having sexual intercourse, and with no fault of yours, you can see that there are some burning sensation on your male organ, or the woman will be looking at, not because she was dry, but she finds herself in that state. So you don't know when bruises will meet you. And I think that the best we can do to ourselves is that each and every person must know their status. Please know your status. Know your status. Voluntary counseling and testing is not scary. Just walk to a facility that you are sure they can keep your record. The other part is that there have been places where people have gone for their HIV test, and unfortunately, the workers there have foolishly, made it a public notice. Even though there's nothing wrong in letting people know your HIV status, we've not built good capacity to keep the record, especially in our workplaces. Resource directors, let's take TV Africa for example. If they get to know today that Lebanon is positive, Councillor Lutterodt is positive, how are they going to accept you? People will begin to stigmatize you. They don't understand the concept. We need to go back with education of people understanding how to live with people with HIV/AIDS. As we speak now, the antiretroviral drug has gotten to a level of close to 98%. Formerly when we started, it was below. So now people take the antiretroviral drug. When you take it correctly, you can have sexual intercourse, and your infection rate is down, so you can't infect the next person. And it's free. The other part is that you can be pregnant and be positive, and we can save the life of your baby. PMTC, transmission from mother to child, is easily secured. So a pregnant woman or an HIV positive woman can still have a child, and the man will not be infected, the baby will not be infected. The only important thing is to go for the testing early. So we early detection, knowing that you are positive. So right now, it's not a must, but it's part of the routine that you go to the hospital and you are asked to do your HIV status.
Counselor, how many times should you check in a year?
You can check every second in your life. It's dangerous to check every second. I mean, when it comes to voluntary counseling and testing, for example, when COVID came, most of us were doing the test because at a point in time we felt exposed. So you can decide to do your in-out check. What is in-check? As the year is coming to an end, you want to know your status before you enter 2023. So we call it in-check from January and out-check in December. So what I brought, but I encourage people to do it quarterly, especially if you are sexually active. That's one. If you are exposed to blood-oriented event. I saw an accident at Abeka Junction when the motor rider fell and people rushed there. Nobody covered their hands.
No gloves.
No gloves. Nobody did it. It happened at Marriott Hotel, where that insane alleged wife slashed the face of a baby mama, and the people at the hotel wanted to help the lady. Nobody wore gloves, and they were holding the lady to safety. So there are times that unconsciously in our hospitality management, when trying to bring life back in an accident, we expose ourselves. We all do it. And for that matter, you should be able to go for the VCT testing, not with a timetable by force, say, by yourself. When you are exposed, go and check it. And know your status. Remember, you can be negative today. And in the next 30 seconds, you can be positive. So we won't give you time to go and check. But you yourself, You know the way you're doing. Makeup artists, people who work in the salon, hairdressers, those of you who do the trimming of the eyelash. All of a sudden, we are losing our consciousness of being careful of whatever sharp object the person is using.
Right.
They finish trimming your eyelash, you don't see blood, but there are times that when they rub the alcohol, you feel some sensation.
Yes.
Are you careful with whatever they are using? We are not saying they're using the same blade. The transmission is blood related. Let's be there. People think kissing give. No and yes. If you have a bleeding gum kissing, meeting a bleeding gum, you can be HIV positive. Today is World AIDS Day, and before you ask me to pull a break so that you go and take your break and come back, go and know your status.
Right.
I know my status, and I want to be proud of knowing your status as well. Go and check your HIV status.
Right. Please get tested if you haven't.